identify yourself.
I'm Pranay. I run 91 Springboard. We are a incubator come accelerator. I just want to know your experience. So I'm asking for Ahmed Swasti.
Mic, please. Mic.
How are you seeing the usage? What are the average loan sizes? Also NPAs. So generally, what are you seeing there in Bangladesh?
Okay, there are some challenges as in any other technological innovation of new kind of thing. So with any kind of new technological innovation, there are some challenges in the implementation, but we are very optimistic. We officially started this program in the year 2013, September, and Bangladesh Bank Governor officially launched the product. And since then, while we are doing this project, we are getting very positive response from the beneficiaries, because frankly speaking, other than this sort of official kind of emergency credit facility, they had to shelter to the greedy money lenders, and it is also very fair and transparent. Whenever the transaction is happening, they are getting some sort of confirmation message. So that way we are very optimistic, but in implementation, challenges are there because we have to train the people.
Like, are you seeing?
Yeah, numbers is around 1,000 beneficiaries now, and we have disbursed through this system around 10 million Bangladeshi currency. Okay. Anything?
Thank you. We have about 5 more minutes, so I'll maybe open it up for 2 or 3 quick questions.
Okay, I'll have a couple of questions. This is for Dipanshu from MobiKwik.
Yes.
So, how do you have some? Do you need any sort of RBI approvals for this, or?
So yes, it's a semi-closed wallet, and we are regulated by RBI and approved by RBI. We get regularly audited as well.
And then your connects to merchants as well as banks.
Yeah, that's possible. That's regulated and approved.
Do you have them now?
Yes.
Is it enabled? And then I have another question for Traco. Traco, right? Traco. Printed here. So what about retail POPs? Do you have that integration already, or?
We don't have it.
No. Sound
No. Yeah. So we've been doing it. We've been implementing the solution with Echo right now, and Echo has its agent network, and we've done that in Delhi across 1,000 agents. We've used it with 50 sales executives, 50 of these guys.
So is it still in beta for Delhi?
Yeah, as of now.
And when do you plan to go live?
Haven't really thought. That's more of a business call. But
so it's
time frame.
actually an app which we use in-house in our own organization. So we especially developed it for it. We plan to make it public, let's say in 6-7 months time.
Okay.
I have a question to Zip, right? You got it right?
Yeah.
So it seems that you have some dependency on people who using smartphones can use this service, right? Then what's your plan with respect to supporting the current feature phones? And right now, of course, the location is based on GPS or AGPS. So what's the other alternative location technology that you're looking at? Just to see that people who do not have GPS, other phones which do not support GPS.
So we made a conscious call. So if you look at the number of smartphones in India, about 80 million end of last year, expected to be around 230 million this year, and consequently double every year. So I feel that if we start focusing on the feature phone, of course for certain businesses it makes a lot more sense to focus on that aspect of the business. But we made a conscious call to say that we're going to support smartphones. That is one. The other piece is if behind every zipper code is a full address. So we're also enabling SMS service, where if you SMS the zipper code, you get back the full address. So that's the kind of feature phone capability that we'll bring about. But in terms of being able to track, in terms of location and all of that, your GPS, your Wi-Fi, your network connectivity, all of those are very strong indicators which I don't think we can effectively replace in a feature phone.
So, I mean, this is not a question, a suggestion. Probably you should look at using network-based locations as well, just to see that, you know.
So we do allow two things. One is we do allow people to create zippers on the web as well. So it's not just a mobile dependent way of creating zippers. The other thing that we're doing is just in terms of last mile, right? So today you have a lat long, but we're also adding like ability to add pictures for a zipper. So if you look at it, you get there, you see a picture, you know you arrived at the right place. And the other piece that we're also enabling is a voice note. Let's say you added a 15-second voice note to your last mile directions. So if you have a zipper code and you know that unlocks the voice note as well. And you basically, if somebody doesn't have an app or whatever, send a zipper code to a phone number, get back a call with the last mile directions. So these are some of the things that we're sort of mulling, but we also understand that it is a narrowing gap.
So where do you see yourself in the next 2 years? Like this become a more standard way of sending addresses?
So our vision is to transform what's your address to what's your zipper. So you can't put numbers against that. I gave you some very, very large numbers in my presentation, but I feel that's the problem that we're trying to solve.
Just as a final point, I'd like to invite the expert jury expert Hampel to maybe give final concluding remarks, and then we'll close the session. Thank you.
Well, as a jury, we had really a good time following through all the applications here, and yes, indeed. So, like for Jabber, one of the very important thing that we found is it's trying to revolutionize the way. But again, we were I have few questions again, and we have been talking on that as well. So how the issue of privacy and security is being addressed here. So that's one of the things that I would like to learn from you.
So a couple of things on the privacy front. So if you look at a zipper code today, it's like an address, right? So you give somebody a zipper code that points to a location, it gives its address. But never at any point of time does it say who owns the address. So just because you got somebody's zipper code doesn't mean you know that who owns that zipper. So that we feel is a privacy that is paramount. Because then people started saying, "Acha, this is zipper code. His phone number is X. His name is Y." I don't think that's the right way to go. And we didn't intend it to be that way. While a zipper is owned by a person, that ownership is never disclosed. That is number one. Second thing is we're not a tracking app. You create a zipper, you share it with somebody, right? That's your choice. You opted into sharing that address or sharing that location with somebody. So that we feel are sort of two major sort of pillars of privacy that we are focused on.
So basically, so this was the one question, and there were other entries were pretty clear from our point of view. MobiKwik expense tracker, which is not here, is basically a mobile app which basically tracks the expenses of user, which comes from Sri Lanka. Basic apps, and about MobiKwik we have already seen. No questions at all. Swasti, I guess we already have some questions which was there, and it's pretty well addressed. Salvari, it's not here. Okay, Tracklo. So Tracklo, how basically it does function. So that's component we would love to learn about. So can you just explain?
Thanks. So basically what happens is every sales executives, every one of these guys who are working for the distributors, who have to follow a beat, who have to attend these retailer shops and service them, have got a login for the app. They have the app on their phones. When they reach these outlets, they perform a check-in. Now when they do a check-in, their location is looked up, their current physical location in terms of GPS is looked up, and a list of nearby business outlets, a list of nearby retailer shops are listed up. So he can precisely say what shop he wants to check into, and that check-in will be recorded instantaneously on the server. Once he's checked in, there are certain activities that he can perform. In our case, in Echo's context, they have to pick up cash, they can perform cash pickup, they can mark certain certain point of sale material, as if, for example, as part of our sales servicing, we do supply point of sale materials. Those have to be refurbished at a frequent stage. So they can also mark the current status of those materials. Apart from that, they also mark competitions. Once they do that, they perform a checkout, which simply sends that data to the server, and they're back on the home screen. They're ready for the next check-in at the next retail outlet. Now that data is instantaneously visible to the distributor on his dashboard, and he'll be able to perform further functions in the business basis the capture. So what's really valuable for us is the fact that cash pickup is happening, and it's instantaneously, that information is instantaneously available to the distributor, which can correspondingly in our business generate e-value, and that particular action happening real time is the real value for us, because till the time Traclo wasn't there, it used to happen on SMS. They would type an SMS, they would type a long SMS, in fact, as to what retailer they collected it from, and all that information has to be passed. But all that hassle is now saved, and there's instant tracking.
Thank you.